Hey everybody, it's Jake with another Cardfight Club deck profile. This video is going to be all about Soulless Oracle Thing Tank. This is a new deck, and I think it's going to be one to watch out for. So starting off at grade 0, you have Little Witch Lulu. Does not move to the rear guard until you ride a grade 3, at which point she moves to the rear guard. You can Soul Blast 2 Oracle Thing Tanks in the Soul and draw a card, which is perfect when combined with Scarlet Witch Coco. Next up, the triggers. We've got 4 heal trigger. It doesn't matter if you run Lozenge Magus or Sphere Magus. The best heal triggers out there. They shuffle back in and boost for 6. Can't ever complain about those. 4 draw triggers. In this deck, as opposed to Tsukiyomi, there is no stacking really, so I'm running 4 Victory Makers because, you know, it's a chicken with a crown. That's pretty regal right there. Like, you don't get much cooler than a Victory chicken. 8 critical. You have to run Psychic Bird to get the 8 critical, and it's actually not that bad because there is a tech in the G2 spot that's going to let you draw cards and keep that out of soul. On the grade 1s, we have 4 Oracle Guardian Gemini. He's 8k. You need him because this list is running Souffle. You need him with Silent Tom behind Coco. He hits 21k. Very important to have the 8ks in this deck. Run 4. 4 perfect guards. We got those big hitters out there. Decks in ridiculous numbers. Almost everything should be running 4 at this point. I mean, a couple decks can get away with 3. This cannot. It needs 4. 4 Circle Magus. I run this, and I don't run any Battle Sister Coco because Battle Sister Coco is 6k, which really is bad with a lot. Like Tom, it makes you a little depressed. Behind Coco, it's a little depressing. It's really not that good to have any 6ks in this list, so that's why we're playing Circle Magus. You at least get to know what's on top. It's a 7k, which is really important. And the last 2 slots are Weather Girl Milk. I just have this in here. I've been testing it out. It's not bad. 22k behind a Vanguard, or 23, depending who it is. It's just kind of a filler. It could be Little Witch Lulu, or Lala, or whichever the grade 1 one is. But that doesn't really do anything. It's a 7k. It's probably going in for these, actually. But the thing is, it's only a 7k. You have to have no cards in Soul, so it's only good late game, and it doesn't do anything. It just filters cards, and this deck draws so many, it really doesn't need a filter. It just has that many in hand. It can just do what it wishes with its cards. Grade 2, we have 4 Battle Sister Mocha and 3 Battle Sister Glace. These are your 11k beaters. There's no reason to be running Oracle Guardian Wise Man. Like, in my opinion, there isn't. A lot of people question why I'm running fewer Glace than Mocha. 4 cards is easier to maintain in hand than it is 0 in Soul. You don't get 0 in Soul until you hit grade 3, and then when you hit grade 3, sometimes you will ride Coco over Coco just to draw 2 cards. You don't use Counterblast for anything else, and in that case, you're drawing 2. This deck draws a lot. 4 cards in hand is easier than 0 cards in Soul. Next up, 3 Silent Tom. This guy is ridiculous. He wins games. At 4, he clogs the hand. 2, you don't see him enough. 3, feels just right. Not much to say about him. Everyone knows Tom wins games. Occasionally, people just waste so many resources getting rid of him, too. Next up, High Speed Brocky. This is our super secret tech in the deck. He's there if you re-ride Coco, he gets the 1 out of Soul. You can Soul Charge a Psychic Bird and get 1 out of Soul. You're running 7k boosters, which means he swings for 21. So he's a lot better than I thought. I prefer him over the other Soul Blasters, Luckbird, and whatever, the one who gazes the truth, I believe. I don't even remember the other Soul Blasters because they're not nearly as good as High Speed Brocky. Grade 3. For Scarlet Witch Coco, she makes the deck run, draws you insane amount of cards. You can draw 4 cards if you ride her once and then ride her again, 5 if you count Little Witch Lulu. So, I mean, I guess she's the engine. She hits 20k if you have no cards in soul and you have at least a 7k behind her, which this deck should. It's running plenty. It's really not that big of a deal if you don't, because rewriting and drawing 2 cards is always a plus. And then we have Battle Sister Souffle in our last 3 grade 3 spots. I picked her because we're already running 4 Gemini, and with Gemini, she hits 20k. As a backup Vanguard, she's pretty bad. There's no way around that. But she's probably the best option right now, at least in my opinion. So, Battle Sister Souffle and her art's pretty awesome. So, that's the deck. I feel the deck is really strong right now, but I feel it's really missing something. It needs some stronger grade 1s is its main problem. Right now, I'm running 4 Circle Maggots and Weather Girl Milk. They're not even that good. I think Oracle Think Tank really needs a 9k booster, like a Toy Poogle. I don't want to see it become either only for Tsukiyomi or this. Like, I don't want it to be no cards in soul or 6 cards in soul. This card boosts for, or this card gets plus 3k on your turn, because that really ostracizes one of the decks. 4 cards in hand is really easy to maintain, so that may be a little too strong of a 9k boost. Then again, 3 cards, 2 grade 3s on the field isn't hard to maintain either. So I really feel if they got the 4 cards in hand plus 3k on your turn, grade 1, it really helped the deck out. You get more options at grade 2. Souffle becomes better because she hits 21k with that behind it. Nana becomes better because she's a better backup Vanguard, swinging for 13k alone. And then she can become a 20k rearguard if you have that. Or even I wouldn't even be mad if they got the 7k, rest it, draw a card, discard a card, draw a card, whatever it is. But I really feel they need something at grade 1, because there's 6 slots in here that are just filled with cards that, for me, they're 7ks. Well, Weather Girl Milk's a 10k, but they're a 7k because you need 7ks. Coco just doesn't cut it in the list. They really need something else. But as it is now, this deck's still really strong. It draws a ton of cards. The games I was playing with it, well, one round I lost to Spectral Duke Dragon because it's a really strong deck. It was really back and forth. The next round I lost to Spectral Duke Dragon because that deck's really strong. Also, my grade 2 ride was High Speed Brocky, which is really upsetting. But that doesn't even matter because I missed my grade 3 ride for 2 turns in a row after that. So that was just a bad game. And then the third round, I was playing Angel Feather, and they decided, let's heal for 4 times in a game, and twice they healed at 6 damage. So there's not a whole lot you can do about that. It was a lot of fun to watch happen. Not to me though, but it was still pretty fun to see someone heal 4 times in a game, twice at 6 damage. And then the 4th round, the deck finally worked. I don't even remember what I was playing. I just know I annihilated them and had like 12 cards in hand because I got to ride Coco, then re-ride Coco and Brocky, and all the little combos were working out great. But that's the deck. It's strong. They really need a 9k grade 1. And until next time, keep fighting.